To begin this job, you're going to need to first safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle. For additional assistance with that task, please follow the link provided at the end of this video. To replace the caliper, you will need to remove the pads, spring clip, red arrow, and the brake wear sensor, yellow arrow. You are going to have to remove the hard brake line from the rear caliper to install a new one, which means opening the brake lines or the hydraulic brake system. You should always use the proper tool when working with brake lines. On this caliper, it is an 11mm flared nut wrench, red arrow. The wrench will grab all sides of the nut and help prevent damage to the line, yellow arrow. Opening the line now will make pushing the pistons back into the caliper easier when you remove the brake pads. Brake fluid is going to spill out when you do this, so be prepared to catch it and dispose of it correctly. If you are installing a new wear sensor, remove the line from the caliper and the clips that hold it to the brake line, red arrow. If your sensor is not damaged, you can reuse it. Should your sensor be damaged, follow the wiring until it comes to the plug located under the trailing arm and simply remove it from the mount. Unplug it and plug in the new sensor, red arrow. You can release the spring clip from the upper mount by grabbing the center section with a set of pliers and squeezing it in and down from the top clip. Once free of the top, it will pivot down on the bottom. Use a screwdriver between the pads and rotor and push the pistons, red arrow, back into the caliper. Use care around the wear sensor if you are reusing it, yellow arrow. This will cause fluid to flow out of the hydraulic fitting on the caliper as you compress the pistons back in. With the pistons back, you can slide the brake pads out from the caliper. If your wear sensor looks like this, red arrow, you need new pads and a new sensor. Later model calipers and pads will have shims between the pads and the pistons. Unclip the hard brake line to make installing the new caliper easier, red arrow. Use a 19mm socket and remove the two retaining bolts that hold the caliper to the trailing arm, red arrows. Be careful, once these bolts are removed, the caliper is free and it is heavy. Installation is the reverse of removal. Note, you have opened the brake hydraulic system to replace the caliper. Now is a really good time to completely flush your system, but whether you flushed the system or not, you cannot drive the vehicle until you have properly bled the entire brake system. Please follow the link provided at the end of this video for additional assistance with bleeding your brakes. Again, do not attempt to drive the vehicle before first properly bleeding the entire system. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.